Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome to, look at this. Blue skies. Yeah, we're out of the rain, finally. What an interesting day. We won't get into too many of the details of the interesting day, but it's most definitely been an interesting day so far. So, I'm not 100% sure what to make of it. I wish I could tell you, but I can't, so I won't. But I know that's got some curiosity up, and people are going, well, then why did you just tell us that part? I don't know, something to do. Get your curiosity up. But we may chime in on it a little bit later. Gotta think about it first. But, at any rate, yeah, we'll probably chime in on it tonight. I'm trying to put it in a way that it's not, I don't want it to look the wrong way, if you will. But as a lot of you guys know, I don't sugarcoat some things, and there's some areas I'm not a little bit thrilled with right now. But I need to get other people to weigh in on this subject and see what their thoughts are. Maybe I'm way off base. Maybe I'm of the wrong thinking. Who knows? We'll see. I'll chime in on it later on in this video. That's it. That's final. Got your curiosity up. We'll chime in on it a little bit later. And we'll see what the thoughts are of some of you. And whether you think that maybe I'm just out of whack with it, or if I'm not. Anyway, whatever the case is, we're in Georgia. No, we're not in Georgia anymore. We're in Tennessee. I forgot, we're at the Welcome Center, Tennessee, Georgia line. Why? Because we're detouring around the routing that they had me originally on, which involved nothing but flooded roads. I-20 was flooded. Now, what its situation was this morning, I didn't have an update on. I know I-95 was still closed, not that I was going that way. I-26 they were saying was going to remain closed until like 5 p.m. tonight. I guess they're thinking by then the runoff would have been fine. It would have given them the opportunity, I guess, to inspect the interstate to make sure there was no washout damage and make sure it's safe to pass, I guess. I don't know. But they were saying it should reopen around 5 p.m. tonight. I-77 in parts was closed. Exactly what areas, I'm not 100% sure of. All I know is it was all in and around the Columbia, South Carolina area. And I couldn't even get to I-26 from where I was to go north. So, we are taking a detour. The detour is only 100 miles further than what my original routing was, so it's not a huge detour, which is good. I'm not wasting hours and hours and hours doing this detour. But I'm pretty much staying away from the rain and the crappiness. We did have rain up until, a little while ago, just before Atlanta. But it has gotten beautiful out. Hopefully it stays this way, because that would be awesome if we can keep the sun. But right now, it's lunch, liverwurst, cheese, a little bit of TV, and then we're going to roll again. Yes, sirree, Bob. We're doing our 30-minute break. Alrighty. We are stopped for break. The pee-pee breaks here at the Kentucky Welcome Center. Oh, really? Come on. No, don't do that. Chucky grass. I don't know what's there. Why are you rolling? Silly girl. At any rate, apparently she needed a good roll. Oh, now you're getting that all. I need to get a new freaking leash for her. This one's like kabusted. So, weather is still gorgeous out. Can't complain, especially after all that freaking rain. Holy shit. No, it's just rain, and more rain. So, there you go. I know, I'm making you guys wait. I'm not gonna freaking get into my conversation there of earlier right yet. We'll do it at the end of the day. What are you sniffing at? There's something that smells really good in the air? Huh? Huh? Mo, does it smell good? You're not sure, huh? It's definitely got her interest up, doesn't it? Holy jeez. So, we just doing a quick stretchy of the legs, and then we're going to carry on. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we still got a little ways to go before we're done for the day. Right, madam? Again, nose stuck right up in the air. They're like, huh? Somebody fart? I didn't fart. You fart? Is that what you're smelling? I don't smell a damn thing. I don't know what the hell she's smelling. Alrighty, yes sir, Bob. Okay, so today's vlog is messed up. Well, no, it's actually not messed up. I just didn't put in the ending, which is going to be a driver poll and your thoughts. It used to be back in the day, and we're looking at the first look here at Armored Warfare. It is a free-to-play game for anyone who is interested. These are the first 2 tanks that you get in the game. And there's all kinds more. Let's go to the dealers here. We'll just quickly run through this and then we'll tell you what it is I'm going to tell you. And we'll go through the polls. So anyways, this is the tech tree of all the tanks that you can get. These ones over here are premium tanks. You can buy them via real money. This particular account is not gonna, it's going to be vanilla, rah, nothing, no money spent. And this is the other dealer. Now the reason they don't have more, and because there's tanks from different countries within here, they just have the 2 dealers, and that's basically how you run it. You got Russian, British, American, French, you name it. They're all mixed in together. These are new tanks that are going to be coming out for tier 9 and 10, which hasn't come out yet. This one over here is a concept tank. It's supposed to be really cool. Kind of neat looking. M8. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's just that. So anyways, these are all the different vehicles you can get. One of the ones I am shooting for is the Arty line. M109 is going to be the first one I'm going to be shooting for to get here. We are going to be probably getting the little Scorpion so we can go down and get the Sheridan and Stingray and get to work our way all the way down there. And we're also going to get both these tanks. I don't know the M41, I haven't played it. I do know the 54, 62, etc., etc. Chieftain MK5 is really good. T72 and the Challenger 1 are the ones that I really want. Anyway, so let's just go. Oh, and there's a new feature here called the base feature, where you can build a base. It comes with the first building built, and you can upgrade it. 300 points. You know, so, and it creates different bonuses for you throughout the game. Increase commander XP, etc. So, but anyway, we're not going to go through that right now. What we are going to talk about, I know you guys want me to play a game, but I'm not, because I'm actually getting ready to do some gaming videos itself. I just want you to look at something. So, all of you know about the storm and whatnot. Yes. Okay, so first things first, it is driver responsibility to look up road conditions, weather conditions, etc. when going into an area, to make sure you're going into an area that is safe. You know, if there's road closures and whatnot, when you hear the possibility of road closures, then you need to, you know, do your due care and diligence and make sure you find a way around. This is where it gets a little snicky for me, if you will. I am of the opinion, now yes, we all look up our stuff, but how hard is it for a company to send out a message warning drivers of these problems or this area? They have easier access to both road closures, weather conditions, etc. They claim they monitor it all the time and that they're fully aware of, you know, dangerous situations, weather alerts, road closures, etc. We're driving our trucks. Now, I have a weather alert on my phone, but it's only good when you go into that area. So, for example, if I'm in Virginia, it's not going to go off telling me about weather issues in South Carolina. Okay? Whereas if I'm just going through the state, I'm not delivering in it, I'm going somewhere, let's say in Georgia or whatever, you know, I'm in Virginia, I have the ability or the opportunity further up to detour to get around the situation and get to my delivery. Whereas if I continue on and then, you know, I only get the alerts or I only find out about areas that I shouldn't be going towards, you know, once I'm in the state, not that this happened to me before anyone says anything, because it didn't happen. I knew where I was, I knew where I was going, I knew what was there, and I ended up going around. However, you know, you get into an area, for whatever reason, you don't have satellite radio, terrestrial radio's not giving up much, you're not getting much for weather alerts because you're not in the area just yet. And so anyways, you're stuck in the state now. All of a sudden you're there. Whereas had dispatch decided, hey, let's send out a weather alert, this area is really bad, there's like every interstate's closed, there's like 200 highways closed, there's no detouring hardly. You know, things are getting pretty dicey. They might want to consider either sitting and waiting or, you know, going around. I've seen several videos going around YouTube right now of truck drivers trying to get through flooded areas and just totally messing up their trucks. You know, getting water into the intake and just, you know, it's not a pretty thing. And now it's just thousands of dollars to repair because you decided to try to drive through it. Not that I would do that, but just, you know, dumb people decide they're going to do that. Anyway, so here's the poll. Do you think companies have a moral responsibility to let their drivers know of impending danger, road closures, or severe weather conditions in an area that they know they have trucks going to or going through? That's the poll. Because I did a quick little survey on Facebook. I asked a number of people, and I think out of the 20 people that responded, one person said that their company told them about it in advance to, you know, go around the area, avoid it, whatever. That is pretty bad, in my opinion. Do companies, you know, they go around boasting about how much they hold their drivers, you know, they're at the top and, you know, they value their drivers, etc., blah, 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 because it really is blah, 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 when they can't even bother to take the time to let them know of road closures, saying, or, you know, sending a message saying, hey, you know what, stay away from this area for now, it's really bad, you know, you're not going to get your delivery done anyways, so just stay away from there type deal. There's no point going in. Or, you know, here's a different routing for you. I looked it up. This it'll get you away from the area, and you can avoid the problems, etc. You know, what's so hard about that for companies that claim they really care about their drivers, but then turn around and do nothing? Or the excuse you get from them is, well, we had less than 10 trucks in the area. Why would we bother to say anything? You know, it doesn't matter if you have one truck in the area or whether you have 1,000 trucks in an area. If there's danger, there's danger. I believe a company has a moral responsibility to do everything possible to keep that driver out of the danger. Whether to help them detour, sending messages about road closures, weather, etc., etc., etc. At any rate, I know you've been staring at this screen long enough. I apologize. I'm not doing any of the gaming while doing this. I don't know what else to show you. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do an actual video game video with this one here. Look at this thing's weird looking. Oh, it's a tank destroyer. These are all tank destroyers. It's supposed to be pretty wicked too. Ooh, look at this. Kind of funky looking. Little radar. Satellite dish. He gets to watch freaking Dish Network while going down the freaking battlefield, bastard. But anyway, chime in, guys, down below. I want to know how many you think the same thing or think it doesn't really matter. That's pretty much all you got to put in. Is yes, they should care and should send it out, or nah, doesn't really matter. It's the driver's responsibility, and the company really doesn't need to say anything. So let me know. We'll talk to you later, guys.